Today I want to talk about the fast nickel versus slow dime business model. We're going to just dive right into it. It's something I've been thinking about a lot with our business, and we're experimenting with a few things very dramatically right now. And with our upcoming $10 business series on the main channel, we're going to all out and only do the fast nickel model to kind of flesh this out all the way. So let me define it. Fast nickel model is basically where you are committed to moving items very quickly in the reselling business after you get them. So that might mean taking a bit less. That might mean selling in a different avenue, in a different way, but you are moving things quickly and getting them out. Now the slow dime is where you're kind of maximizing every dollar that you can. There's certainly pros and cons to both, and straight up, my business here at Chase After the Right Price has been a slow dime business model. Like we like to maximize, especially when selling on eBay, Amazon. Definitely, like, slow dime has kind of been the way that I've grown and the way that I've built this business. And I don't know, you guys can let me know which one that you've leaned towards in your journey of reselling. But as I enter, this year and beyond, Q2 of this year, the fast nickel is becoming more appealing for a number of reasons, and I want to elaborate on some of those reasons, and maybe this will be helpful in your business for some things to consider. And shout out to XYAB, the sponsor of this channel, guys. They're a no-brainer business for you guys to use in your business. If you've done over 400 lifetime sales online, XYAB wants to partner with you. They're an accessories distributor for video game consoles and accessories. So accessories and cords and everything for them. So if you get this N64 and you're missing the jumper pack lid, you're missing the jumper pack, you're missing the power cord, AV cables, if your N64 controller needs a new joystick, and then you also got a Game Boy that needs a charger, and you've got controllers to complete your system that are needed, they're going to have all of that. They've also recently added plush, which are licensed and very, very nice. But mainly, guys, they're a great way to maximize the sales of your console. So especially in that slow dime model, but even in fast nickel, they can ship you the supplies in one business day, get them to your doorstep right away. They're consistent as ever. I've met the owners. They're amazing, and I can't recommend their company enough for keeping things simple in your business if you've had 400 or more lifetime sales online or otherwise. So please use the code down below, $50 off your first order of $100 or more on XYAB, and it'll help us out and support us. So thank you. So let me preface everything that I say with, I think a healthy business, or most healthy businesses, will have a mix of fast nickel and slow dime. Traditionally, I don't think that our business here had enough fast nickel, and that's why I want to add some more. You can see everything behind me here. This is a great example of items for us that really make sense for fast nickel. So here we have probably 300 Super Nintendo complete in box games. Those take quite a long time to fully clean, to fully unbox, picture everything, and list individually, look up the prices, all of that on eBay. And that's just the listing process. Now, the second end of that equation is it has to sell. So a lot of those are going to move quickly when you list them. They might fall into that fast nickel category, but then some are going to sit for a month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, even a year plus in a lot of cases, especially on an uncommon Super Nintendo game with low demand. So what we've done and what we're doing, you can follow this on our Whatnot journey, but live selling has been a huge, huge factor in our business, more so this year than any other year. I think we've done considerably more. Almost, have we passed last year, 2023, on Whatnot, just in Q1 and a little bit of Q2?
Actually, I think we did.
I think we've passed it already, which is insane, and it shows you the commitment that we have to it. The question that I have of when the fast nickel becomes worth it is what percentage of market value will you as the seller be content and happy with that being your business model? So it should be called something more like fast nickel and a half plus one, if you're going for 85% of market value. We're not talking, when I talk fast nickel versus slow dime, I'm not talking about you're getting 50% of what that item is worth. That wouldn't be worth it at all, in my opinion. But the question that I have is, what percentage of market value does it become worth it? So if I come to you and say, today I can give you 75% of the market value of every item that you have listed in your eBay store, in your Amazon store, whatever, like, would you take it? Interesting question. 75% is an interesting number where it's like, I don't know, maybe if I bought it at 40 to 50% on average, still making money, getting the cash flow. But then if it's more like, all right, well, what about 80%? What about 85? When do you start getting like, maybe that would be worth it? 90%, 95. Getting into no-brainer territory there, in my opinion, versus waiting an average of 3 months, 6 months per item. I'm not sure what you guys average, what your turnover is. Usually ours was 90 days in the slow dime model. But I'm becoming like even more obsessed with a turnover of like under a month on average, because the power of the cash flow, if inventory is not an issue, sourcing inventory cheaply, quickly, consistently, if you can do those things, fast nickel makes a lot more sense. And then there's also the factor of storage that you have to consider. So if you don't have a lot of storage, fast nickel might make a little bit more sense for you, especially a mixture of it. Cash flow, unless you have unlimited cash flow, which if you do, hit me up, but like everybody has limited cash flow to some extent, even, the Jeff Bezos and whoever, Elon Musk of the world. So you have to consider your cash flow as a factor in this, which is why I think everybody at least has some fast nickel mixed into their business. So those are the questions to consider in fast nickel versus slow dime. There's certainly pros and cons to both. Couple quick side notes on this whole thing. One, for the $10 business, that's going to be launching on the main channel, Chase After the Right Price, right around like May 10th. And we will have a big Discord sign up for you guys to do your own $10 business. Sky Guy is currently like finalizing the spreadsheet that everybody can fill out. It's going to be a 5-month challenge. Every single month there will be at least a $500 prize for the winner. Based on our subjective, there might be a few official metrics, but putting in the hustle, unique ways of making it happen. So please join the Discord for when that challenge goes live. We have a link down below for how to join our reselling Discord. 2, there is a great opportunity for certain types of business, maybe small businesses that are interested in maximizing, can really become partners with those big businesses that are more interested in the fast nickel model. They might be willing to sell something at 65, 70% because they bought it at 40 to 50%. So certainly seek out those partnerships and opportunities. It can definitely help your business to grow. Before we get into pros and cons, Alpal, I do want to ask you, what percentage, so I asked the question, what percentage do you think would be worth it to average of market value if you were doing the fast nickel model? Meaning, let's define that as moving everything in under a month that you get versus 90 days or more.
Well, I think it severely depends on buy cost, right? Like for stuff we just got at garage sales, a lot of games we paid like $1 for.
Yep.
And I think it's like, if you're getting 50% for that game, but you're selling it immediately, I think that's worth it. If it's lower end stuff.
If you can do that again next week.
Yeah, right. It's like if you can
over.
continue to do that, get those prices, I think that can be a good model for the fast dime. For us, when we generally don't get those because we buy collections, I would say if I'm accepting an offer, I pretty much, if it's 15%, it's like almost no-brainer territory for me.
So if you're getting 85% of market value, you're probably accepting.
Like, yeah. If it's more than that, then I really have to think about it. 15%, I'm like almost guaranteed going to accept. So I would say 85% of market is a pretty safe number.
And if you assume you're buying something at 50% of market value on average, after fees, you're still, making a 50% markup there, roughly. So I think that's, to me, 85% is like, that's the mark where if you can hit it, it really makes sense to go for fast nickel. And we've kept a little bit of data on like our average for whatnot, relative to price charting value that we get on games. And it ranges at times between 75 to 95%. Some people think that everything we sell goes for over market value. We've kept the data, guys. It's not true. There are certain items that do better. There's certain items that do much worse. In general, I think we're in that 85 to 93% of market value range, which to me, I see those numbers and I'm really, really happy with it. People are getting deals. It's kind of a win-win. Stuff is moving quickly. It makes sense for the buyer and the seller. And then that enables us to continue buying and paying up for collections because our cash flow stays strong and we're able to just turn things over. We don't have to worry about storage, which, the barn is filling up. And I have limited storage. And I really, as much as it gets joked about, I really want to make this barn work. So implementing more of the fast nickel model, because of that limiting factor, one of the limiting factors is definitely a thing. But as we get into the pros and cons, and you guys can let me know if this is a nuanced conversation. There's no correct answer one way or the other. I've done a lot of both. I am still doing both. But pros of fast nickel, cash flow stays strong, lower storage, and then turn cash over more quickly and buy more stuff faster. And the cons that I can come up with off the top of my head, not maximizing, so you're not getting a high percentage on your items relative to market value, and then no inventory builds up. So there is a benefit certainly to having inventory, to having a customer be able to look at all the items that you have listed, make a big basket size order and get combined shipping, see that you have more stuff, follow your store, whatever that looks like. There's definitely benefits to it. And a lot of times, you really don't have the ability to get great inventory consistently for a good price. So if that's you, the slow dime just makes even more sense. If it's a huge struggle to get inventory or time is extremely limited, whatever that is, you're probably going to want to maximize every dollar that you can. But again, if you check all those boxes of inventory is pretty easy to get consistently at a good price, your storage is limited, your cash flow is limited, then maybe you'll be like me this 2024 and consider implementing a lot more fast nickel into your business model. I'd love to be at about a 50-50 split between, eBay, Amazon, 50% of sales is slow dime, and then whatnot, 50% of sales is fast nickel. And the certain types of inventory certainly are a factor in what goes where. Let me know which one you would prefer. Let me know the percentage split that you have in your business right now, fast nickel versus slow dime. I'm very curious to see, and that would be very helpful. Let me know if you like this kind of content. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.